What was the funniest conversation I have had with Jaren? Did Jaren really bail on me at the last second? And could Jaren be the greatest Toddcast guest of all time? Well, we talk about all that and more on this episode of the Toddcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Toddcast. As always, I'm your host, Todd McManus. And to go ahead and start off this episode, from what you could tell by the title and the description and the beginning of this episode, this is going to be a little bit different of an episode than what you're used to. Normally, today's episode would be with my guest, with the 8-time guest. Today would be his 9th appearance on the Toddcast. Favorite guest of all time here, Jaren Parks, an all-timer guest, of course, would normally be here, but no, to answer the question at the beginning, he did not bail on me at the last second. We normally try to plan these about a week or so in advance, not far enough as it should be, but due to prior obligations and stuff that he was already going to do and had to do beforehand, he was unable to attend this episode. But it kind of works together, actually, even though, of course, he would be here for us to review Black Widow and the Loki series. But with this happening, I will officially review Black Widow movie and the Loki series next week. So make sure you tune into that. And, of course, I'll be talking about a lot of stuff next week as well. But for this episode, due to Jaren not being here, since this is his 9th episode that he will appear on, and boy, will he appear on it, because I've got something in store for all of you, is that since this is his 9th episode, we're going to take a look back at some of the funniest and great conversations Jaren and I had, with this episode officially being a best of Jaren episode. And y'all are about to listen to a clip or a conversation from every episode he has been on. Yes, there is a clip from every episode, starting with episode 2, going to episode 12, 22, 32, 42, 52, 62, and 72, which was 10 weeks ago, the last time he was on. This episode is, of course, 82, and I will go ahead and let all of you know, since this is his 9th appearance, in 10 weeks, on episode 92, on October the 9th, is when that episode will be on. It will be Jaren's 10th appearance, and we're going to throw a little bit of a celebration on October the 9th. So make sure y'all tune into that, and of course, I'll remind y'all when we get closer. So, I think we can go ahead and dive into some of these clips. We're going to go ahead and start off with the first one being all the way back from episode 2. Yes, not only does Jaren hold the record for most appearances on the Toddcast as a guest, he was also the first ever guest on the Toddcast. And this episode, of course, came out on January 18th, 2020. We're talking pre-pandemic here. And the title of this episode was Big Things Are Coming in 2020. Little did we know that there was an entire pandemic for another year and a half to happen, which we're still kind of in one present day, but it's a little looser as it is, But this one was titled Big Things Are Coming in 2020. We were talking about movies and series, all of that, of course. And in this specific conversation you're about to listen to, we talked about Zaxbys and Raising Cane's chicken, because we always love talking about food. So here you go, is a conversation about Zaxbys and Raising Cane's. So I got something to say. The other day, so if y'all don't know, if you didn't hear from the first episode, I am a college student at ULM, and I get out every day at 12:15. Mm-hmm. So I have to get lunch somewhere every day, unless I come home and cook, but I'm not going to do that. Mm-hmm. I ain't got time for that. So I get food from different places. Like, I'll get Popeyes. Taco Bell is right there by ULM, Chick-fil-A is in ULM, or the Subway. There's the mall not too far, but I got to go in there and get it.
I always try to go find a drive-thru, and I went to Zaxbys, and you've been to Zaxbys before, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever gotten the nibblers?
I have not gotten
the little sandwiches with the sauce, Zax sauce on them. There's 3 of them. It's like, you've seen them probably.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like the little bread, and they got one chicken tender on it.
Yeah.
They give you 3 of them. They give you fries, and it's amazing. I've had their chicken tenders by themselves, but I'm going to go ahead and say it that I think personally, Zaxby's is underrated a lot. Like Chick-fil-A is perfectly rated, in my opinion. It is good. God's chicken, it is right there where it should be, on the top of the shelf.
Yeah.
And then the Popeye sandwich was a contender with it. But Zaxby's, I don't hear that much about it.
Yeah.
And they say ULM's chicken is Raising Cane's. Cane's is the chicken of ULM. It's got Warhawk written all over it. Over in Ruston, they have Tech written all over it. It's from Baton Rouge, so they got like 8 of them in Baton Rouge with LSU written all over it.
It is the college chicken.
I've been to the first one before in Baton Rouge.
Yeah.
And Cane's is good and all, but in my opinion, this will offend some people. I think Zaxby's is better than Raising Cane's. This is my thought process for Zaxby's and Cane's. The sauce makes Cane's chicken. Zaxby's chicken makes Zaxby's chicken.
Oh, very well said. Well, along those same lines, I think Raising Cane's wouldn't be nearly as good as it is right now without the toast.
Oh, like I preach to that, which also because Raising Cane's only has 4 items on the menu.
That's true.
And it's like, I gotta say extra toast or whatever. I would rather go get the toast from Cane's and then put Zaxby's tenders in the middle and make a sandwich.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I guess we're in the minority here, but...
the minority of the chicken lovers.
Yeah.
But I think Zaxby's, to me, like Cane's, their chicken is juicy and good white meat chicken. But Zaxby's is just better.
It's just better.
For some reason. Which, like, if I had to rank chicken on a scale of what's better and what's my least favorite, Chick-fil-A's at the top. Popeyes is real close second.
Yeah.
Zaxby's. And then Raising Cane's. Out of those 4.
And I know you're not saying Raising Cane's is bad.
No, Raising Cane's, like, I wouldn't, like, never go there. I mean, if I wanted to go... Like, if I go with friends, I'm going to order food. I'm not going to be that friend that's going to be like, oh, I don't like this. I'm going to go hit up Popeyes down the street and bring my box of tenders back here.
Yeah.
So.
It's not disgusting.
Yeah.
So anybody who's never been to Raising Cane's, you're not going to be disappointed, but there's better places to go.
So, yeah, it's just I think Zaxby's is better.
Good times, always talking with Jaren about food. We both have a strong love for different types of food, of course. And we have our differing opinions. We actually have the same opinion on a lot of stuff, whether it be about food, Marvel, Star Wars, anything really. So, of course, we'll be doing more food talk in the future, of course. But this next clip is moving on 10 weeks into the future on episode 12. Which came out on March 28th, 2020, and this episode was titled, It's Corona Time. There's some good titles, I gotta tell you. It's Corona Time. This episode was actually pre-recorded a week in advance because we were actually supposed to go on a ski trip in Colorado when this episode premiered, and the pandemic started literally... like the day after we recorded this, like on March 20-something, around there, 21st, 22nd, is when the pandemic officially started, of when everybody was saying that we had to stay home. So, all this happened at this time that you're about to listen to. And in this specific conversation, we talk about the beginning of the pandemic and all of the movies being pushed back and the sadness that comes with that. So, here's a clip from episode 12.
Of this thing called the coronavirus.
It's Corona time.
Not the beer, the virus. This episode of the Toddcast is brought to you by Corona. No, it's not. They should sponsor me. Which I mean, if they sponsored me, that means I'd have to start drinking their beer, but I don't even drink. So
Time to make some root
if
beer.
I drink like once every 4 months or something like that, if any, like very often. But
special occasions.
Corona, yeah. But coronavirus, big thing. Duh. I'm the bad guy. Duh. It's everywhere. Literally, that was last week's episode, which was actually recorded yesterday as of this recording.
Yeah.
But last week, coronavirus is everywhere. I did talk about different movies and stuff that's been pushed back, delayed, not canceled. The movies that have not been released yet is what I'm talking about. So I want to talk to you about the stuff because not much has happened within the one day that the last time I recorded this.
Yeah.
Black Widow is the first Marvel production that has been affected by the coronavirus being delayed. They do not know a date yet.
Yeah.
Because they don't know.
They don't know how long the virus is going to be.
Which they have. Disney has released a statement saying that if the coronavirus stays for a couple more months, like going into like July probably, they would end up just putting it on Disney Plus.
Good for them.
Straight to Disney Plus. Even though Marvel would lose a lot of money.
They would.
Because movie theaters bring in so much money to all movies. That's really why studios are still open.
Yeah.
Because of movie theaters. But with the big streaming services now, like Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, the HBO streaming service, Amazon Prime, all these big name streaming services are having to put movies early on there. Like Frozen 2 came early to Disney Plus. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is going to be coming early to Disney Plus. I don't know what day yet. Yeah. Because I looked yesterday on there, but it wasn't on there. So, so what do you think of about all these movies and stuff being pushed back?
Well, one thing I really thought about was New Mutants. Because that was supposed to come out like 2 years ago. Still got delayed like 6 or 7 times and getting delayed from an actual natural cause this time.
Yeah, because one time, the only legit reason I think that I would say that's legit for it being delayed was whenever Disney bought Fox.
Yeah.
Because it was originally a Fox thing because they own the X-Men. But now since Disney bought all of that, it got delayed. And then they were like, you know what, we'll do this. And they had to delay it again because they were like, we need to change it and make it more Disney-ified. And then now it's been delayed again because of the coronavirus. And like we talked about yesterday, it was like, just put it on Disney Plus or something.
Yeah.
Just end not only our suffering, but the New Mutants suffering. Like, unless Iron Man shows up at the end or something, put it on Disney Plus. Like... Unless somebody shows up from Marvel, and there have been rumors that the reason they delayed it after Disney bought it was to stick some Marvel character in there, like Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, or Doctor Strange, or somebody to somehow connect it into the MCU somehow. Yeah, because they say it is, and I think actually it could be a better thing that's been delayed because they could go back and work on it, and they could throw main X-Men in there, like they could. Wolverine, Storm, Cyclops with the eyes, They could throw major X-Men characters in there, but I don't even know what the movie's about.
Nobody does. It's about New Mutants.
The New Mutants, and the commercials have changed because originally it was supposed to be a horror movie, but now it's a PG-13 Disney Marvel movie, which, I mean, they make good movies, but...
It's a Disney Marvel Fox movie.
Yes.
Because Fox is still a thing. It's just run by Disney now.
Yeah.
Disney owns everything.
Fox, the only thing Fox that's not owned by Disney, I think, is the news. Yeah. And maybe, like, the sports part, too, as well. Even though Disney owns ESPN. Yeah. And they own Fox, so it's like...
And a week from now, when this episode actually comes out, Disney could like put a stamp on the whole world and just take over everything.
Yeah,
That could happen.
Coronavirus brought to you by Disney. So
yeah, that's that.
Man, it's so weird to look back and to listen to these, knowing that we had such high hopes that the pandemic was not going to last very long. Like, we literally thought it was going to be over within like 3 or 4 months. And here we are 70 weeks later when Black Widow was going to come out. Like, it's so weird to think and to listen to what we were saying about that kind of stuff, to be like, oh, it's just going to blow over. And I really believe that. And both me and Jaren believe that. And we didn't know that what was going to happen, of course. So this next clip comes from episode 22 on June 6th, 2020. This episode was titled, Taking It to the Streets. This is the only episode that, myself included, me and Jaren were both in a vehicle and we drove to, where did we go? I think we went to Monroe. Went to the city and ate and did around. This is actually the shortest episode me and Jaren have ever recorded, because this episode's a little over 30 minutes, and usually our episodes are over an hour. And there was an episode that was recorded where me and the interim Louisiana Delta Community College in Monroe, the interim chancellor of that college, he was driving on interstate and I was in my house, so we recorded it separately. But this is the only one where I wasn't driving, but I was in a vehicle while Jaren was driving. And so, in this specific clip, we drove around, and you can hear the trials and tribulations that come with that, with me trying to host this, as well as tell Jaren where to go, and something actually happens. We actually drive up on something, and you'll have to just listen to it to find out for yourself. So, actually, after just talking about the deer, we actually just took a quick intermission and had lunch.
That was good. That was really good.
It was really good. It's a place in Monroe, locally owned, called Two Dudes Brew and Q.
I just drove into a parking lot, not really sure what I'm doing now.
We're trying to figure out how to get out of here. Oh, well, there's his car.
Huh.
One of our friends, the unnamed friend.
Yeah.
Watch out. Big pothole. Oh
gosh.
We just ran into a crater. There is a train coming. There comes the unnamed friend.
Well, yeah, he's walking across the street now.
He's going to get to where we need to go before we get there.
Okay. All right.
So
take a right here. And then straight.
Yeah, let's go that way.
All right.
Well, this is the Seared. You could actually turn left and turn around and you get back on at Texas. You get back on where we came from,
Okay.
if you want to do that. If you go straight, you can get on interstate somewhere over there.
I think that's the way we did the other time we came to Monroe.
Yeah. So
anyway, back to the podcast.
we're trying to find out where to go. So anyway, we just ate at a place called Two Dudes Brew and Q. If you're around the Monroe area and never been there before, or if you're just not from here at all and any time vacation down here in the state of Louisiana, in the northern part, you should check it out. It's really good. What would you say about it?
I mean,
It's barbecue.
I'm at a loss of words.
Well,
it was pretty good.
It's a barbecue
really
place.
Barbecue. We had the fries, loaded fries with pulled pork on it. That was amazing. I ate too much, as always.
Yeah. They have really good fries called Sidewinder fries.
Yeah, they're like different from any fries I've seen. It's like a thick cut curly Q.
Yeah.
I mean, not a curly Q, what are they called? Where you like spiral the whole potato. You know what I'm talking about?
Don't go there. Go straight.
Okay.
Not sure.
Anyways.
But they're really good. It's all barbecue stuff. Like their menus, like, here's a menu item. Yeah. Here's this item. It's like, here's a sandwich with this on it. Choose a meat. And it's got a list of meats. A smoked ham, brisket, meatloaf.
They have smoked meatloaf.
And we couldn't try it. It was a little bit more expensive, is what she said, due to the coronavirus. So we didn't get. None of us got that. But I did get I got ham sandwiches. The unnamed got chicken and something else, and you got something.
Oh no.
We made the wrong decision doing this.
We did.
We just got on the on-ramp, and there is a car in front of us that is a deputy sheriff.
Not really sure what to do right now.
Blocking the way.
I don't want to reverse all the way back down the ramp.
I doubt this person sees us. We can't get by him.
I don't know what to do.
Anyway.
Well, our friend is definitely going to beat us there now.
Yeah, we're on the...
We need to back up, or...
Well, they're getting... Are they moving in front of us?
Oh.
Oh, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are making progress on the Toddcast right now. Let's go, car. Get out of the way so we can go.
This is interesting.
Do you see us? Hello? Anyway, we just ate there. It's really good. Check it out if you've never checked it out before. So we're currently going to some other location. And while we are, I wanted to talk about that today, as of this recording, is June 5th, Friday. And we hit a big thing for Louisiana. We just entered phase 2 of the COVID-19 getting back to normal act. So, let's go Louisiana and all other states getting back together, and hopefully nobody gets sick or anything. We're just now having to back up. He just got out of the car and told us that we're just going to have to back up and get out of here.
This is going to be interesting.
So now we are currently reversing down an on-ramp.
I have never done this, but it should be okay because there's a cop right in front of us and he's telling us this is what we should do.
So, well, he's actually putting body armor on.
I'm going to reverse even faster.
He's putting a bulletproof vest on to go up there and talk to this vehicle because I don't know what happened. So, but you know what? As I look out the window, I see a billboard, Morse Bart. One click and that's all.
That's it.
All you need to do is call Morse if you got any problems. We don't really know what's about to happen. You can just get on that road, go straight and get on up there, you see?
Not yet.
Well, after we reverse. I'm going to help you out a little bit.
Luckily, there's nobody over here right now.
Yeah.
All right.
And away we go. We're back on the road normally. Our unnamed friend will be questioning why we are not here, even though clearly we know how to get there. So, like I said before, it's turn right at the stop sign.
Okay.
It's very good. Two Dudes Brews and Q's. Check it out.
I'm going to be honest with all of you about the last clip y'all just heard. I'm pretty sure me and Jaren drove up on a drug bust. Like, the cop was literally putting on body armor, and Jaren was, like, full-on Dominic Toretto, Fast and Furious, like, backing up to get off the on-ramp. That we had to back up off an on-ramp. Like, it was something. And we were just trying to get to the Home Depot is where we were going. So, it was cool. I do apologize for the sound of driving, because driving and having to record a podcast does not go well together because of the outside noise, but it made for a good experience of what y'all just listened to. This next clip comes from episode 32, which premiered on August the 15th, 2020. This episode was titled, "Does It Look Like I Want to Spend Money?" where we talked about Disney Plus releasing movies for $30 on their Premiere Access. They still do that now. They did that with Black Widow. But they did, in this specific clip, we talk about it and Mulan, the newest Mulan live-action movie. And we also talked about COVID pushing more movies back. So, here you go. Because of COVID, the live-action Mulan movie will now be on Disney Plus on September the 4th. But the only way to get it is to go to Disney Plus, and you have to pay $30 on a streaming service that you already pay money monthly on. You pay $30 for the live-action Mulan movie, and you'll have it for the rest of time.
See, my opinion is, this is karma for not putting Mushu in the movie. It's your fault. Disney, it's all your fault. We didn't do anything. It's on you because you didn't put Mushu in. The coronavirus came from China, so I mean, you know what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, with Mulan and everything.
Yeah. So
now, this live action movie, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'll probably watch it at some point. Like, at some point, it'll be free on Disney Plus. Yeah. But because they're doing this, trying to make at least some money, which people will buy it. I mean, it's even though it's $30, which is a movie ticket was like $8.
Movie ticket's $8, but then you got to put in all the other stuff that you get when you go to
like
movie
popcorn, drinks, any other snacks that you get. And also, you can just, and instead, like, it's $8 per one person at a theater when you can do $30 at your house. And, like, let's say you got 4 people in your house. Well, that's 4 people watching Mulan for $30. Or you can invite all your friends over, and then you can have, like, 10, 12 people watching Mulan for $30. Yeah. So.
And from what I've heard, it's like buying a DVD. Once you pay the $30, you can watch it as many times as you want.
Yeah, and it's on, and then it's just added to the library of movies on Disney Plus for you.
Yeah.
But it'll probably be on there for free, like in December or January, in my opinion, just towards the end of the year. Because Disney's already got a slew of things between the Marvel shows, season 2 of Mandalorian, and then any other movies that are only like exclusively on there, you know, that has already come with the app.
And something that people don't ever mention is they have National Geographic on there too.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of information.
Yeah.
On
that's
National
a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I've browsed through the category. I never watched any of it, but it's like, it's the whole channel, basically, of what the old channel used to be. So, I don't think I'm going to pay $30 for it, personally. Because this live-action Mulan, like, I love the Mulan movie from like, the 90s or whenever it was made.
Yeah.
But the live-action one is apparently a war movie. Like, it's... like you said, it doesn't have Mushu in it. It's taken it as the comedy musical that it was to now more of a war drama. So it's like, imagine if Mulan wasn't a musical, but what if it was a war movie? Well, which is interesting, but
that's not what Mulan
is.
It's
not what Mulan was. I mean, you're not gonna take any of the other old Disney movies and do that. It's like, what if The Lion King wasn't a musical? Well, that's just watching National Geographic.
Well, so, you know what it means, that it's a war movie.
Yeah.
It means Tom Hanks is going to be in the movie.
Tom Hanks is, what's his name? The bad guy for the Mongolian side.
The Genghis Khan guy?
Yeah, I gotta look him up.
I don't think his name is Genghis Khan.
I don't think it was either. Yeah, but September 4th is when it's coming out.
Can't you just see Tom Hanks with the little Chinese mustache, and it just fits him so well?
It is a war movie. I mean, you're not wrong. But it's like, I think some of these other, like, the other characters that you recognize that are like, when Mulan got into the army, and it was those, like, 3 dudes.
Yeah, the dude with the mutton chops.
The skinny guy, and the big guy, and the skinny guy there. I think they're going to be in it. And it's going to be, like, the same story of her to be a man, da-da-da-da-da, and all that. Mm-hmm. And then she's going to be in there and be trained, and then probably fall in love with the guy who was training them and all that. It was, like, their commander and stuff, and then go along, and then... I mean, some of the scenes look pretty cool. Like, I feel like a live-action version of the snow scene, snowfall on the side of the mountain, that would look cool, you know. But, I don't know.
Well, I do like the idea that they're not taking the same approach they did when they redid The Lion King, because the live-action Lion King was exactly like the original.
Just with different voice actors. Yeah. And looked real.
At least with the Mulan remake, it's going to be a different movie.
Yeah. Like, I think... See, the Lion King movie wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad.
But it was the same thing.
But, it was the exact same thing.
So it's like, what's going on here, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I'm in the same boat as you.
Probably won't pay $30.
Unless the next trailer just sells me on it, I'm probably not going to pay $30.
I mean, if it was a live-action not exact, but a live-action remake of the musical comedy that it was, I probably would at least consider it more.
Yeah.
But since it's a war movie, I mean, yeah, I like some war movies.
The ones with Tom Hanks in it.
Which is like every other war movie than this movie. But, yeah, like, I don't think I'm going to pay $30. I mean, if you want to pay $30, you're more likely welcome to. I'm not going to say, like, I'm not going to down you for paying $30.
Yeah.
Even though, which a bunch of people were mad because it's like, we're already paying so much a month for Disney Plus.
Mm-hmm.
And then if we want to watch one movie that's new for $30 and then we'll have it forever.
Yeah. People
were like, boo, and they're just booing Disney for doing that. But I understand Disney because they want to make money. I mean, it's a brand new movie, and it was supposed to come out already.
Yeah.
But COVID happened, and then they're not able to put it out. And then the theaters technically have not opened yet. Yeah. Most of them. I think maybe some of them in, like, smaller towns.
Also, it's not just, like, Disney trying to make money, but, like, the director and all the actors, they want to get paid.
They're getting paid.
And compensated for all the work they've put in
for
to
doing,
make this movie.
Yeah. And
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. It's just one of those things. That's like, they don't want to keep pushing it back because Disney, when you think about Disney and how many movies they put out in a year.
Yeah.
Like, they put out like 8 to 10 movies a year when you really think about it. Like, Disney almost puts out a movie every month. But it's not like...
Except for this year.
Yeah, but it's not like a Marvel movie every month or a Star Wars. It's like a Marvel movie here, a Star Wars movie here, a remake here, a new movie here, an animated movie here, this, and this. It's like Disney has all these different categories of things they're putting out.
Yeah.
And if they kept pushing back till like mid-year 2021, they could put out a new movie every week for like 3 months.
Yeah.
So it's like, go to the theater every week to go see a Disney movie that's going on, you know? Because they still, like, the Marvel department has already got Black Widow in November, and dang it, theaters are going to be open in November.
They better be.
Because we're going to see freaking Black Widow the day it comes out.
I don't care if I got to wear a hazmat suit. I just want to be in a movie theater.
I want to see... it's just it's a Marvel movie, and it's just a movie to watch in a theater.
Yeah, just in general, a movie.
As of right now, it's still supposed to come out November the 6th.
Okay.
So, and it's currently, the day of this recording is August the 13th. So.
It could change tomorrow, but they haven't said anything yet.
Which it was originally, Black Widow was supposed to already be out.
Yeah, it was supposed
to
come out
out in May.
Yeah.
And then November would have been the Eternals movie. But now that's like in February or March of next year.
But I did hear that an Eternals trailer will be coming out very shortly. I don't know if you heard that.
I didn't hear that. I heard something else.
What did you hear?
I heard that apparently next week we're going to get a Season 2 Mandalorian trailer.
Ooh.
With that awesome da-da music from the intro theme. It's still weird to me, even though when I listen to these back, I've listened to all of these clips already, that our hopes were still high at this point in August of last year. Like, we're literally almost a year later from this specific episode that we were hoping that theaters would be open back in November of 2020, which theaters were still kind of open. You could do a private watch party, and that was kind of it. And... like, we were just hoping that stuff would be open, and then as soon as they open theaters, Marvel movies would be pushing them out every week. You know, that's what we were hoping for. So, this next clip comes from episode 42. This episode premiered on October the 24th, 2020, titled, "We Beg for Marvel Movies." So you can see what has happened to us because of COVID. Already in October of last year, you can see that we really just are hoping that something entertaining would premiere already. But in this specific clip, we talked about Season 2 of The Mandalorian and what we thought would happen going into the newest season of that time, the newest season of The Mandalorian. But, yeah, he's rumored for the show. I like it. I mean, I'll fangirl out whenever he shows up. You know, Boba Fett, you know, like, because... What?
You got to do it exactly like that. Boba Fett.
The weird thing is that I watched the show with my dad. And he's going to be like, what?
What are you doing?
Oh.
You better record that, too.
Boba Fett.
Yes.
If he shows up in the first episode, like, they'll drop that like a bomb.
Yeah.
Because they did with Baby Yoda.
Yeah, that was the first episode.
Yeah, that was the end. Whenever he teamed up with the IG droid, and then he killed him.
And Todd was like, "Oh, Yoda."
Listen, okay. I like Star Wars, all right?
I like Star Wars too. I'm a fan.
I'm not that big of a fan of Boba Fett, though. Like, I don't know all of his backstory and all of his stories on movie anyway.
Yeah. He's the father of, everything.
Technically, yeah. So, yeah, we're excited about it. I think that Ahsoka may show up. There will definitely be a Jedi in this season. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Because that's what Mando's trying to do, is trying to get Baby Yoda back to either his kind, or they say this mythical race.
Which could only be the Jedi. I'm not really sure
Jedi. That's what he talked about in the trailer, because they were referring to long time ago, way before episode 1, was the Mandalorian Wars, which took place on the planet Mandalore and was between the Mandalorians and the Jedi.
I don't think it was the Jedi.
The Jedi teamed up with them. I think
I don't know.
the Sith were a part of it. I think they were the bad guys, because Mandalore teamed up with one side and fought, I think, the Sith. But then they realized Mandalore was like, we don't want to be part of any of this. So whenever they started like the Republic and all that, Mandalore did not team up. They're like, we won't mess with you as long as you don't mess with us, but you're not going to be in charge of us.
They're Switzerland.
And that's whenever they were all like, okay, and then the Jedi Council does not mess with them unless they ask for it. And they hardly never ask for it. Even in the Clone Wars, whenever they started, because they started asking for it in the Clone Wars, and that just messed everything up,
Yeah.
So, interesting stuff. I think the Mandalorian Season 2 will be better than the Season 1. I'm going to go ahead and make that prediction, because it will be, I think, just like last season, 1 episode a week every Friday, starting next Friday.
Yeah.
And I can see, like, I've said this before, like, I want it all in one day. I want them to post it like Netflix. But then again, it builds it up.
It does.
It's like,
it's just like a TV show.
Yeah, it's just old school TV show, Yeah. Having to wait every week. Like, I remember back when The Walking Dead was a big thing.
Yeah.
And I waited every week to watch a new episode of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And that's the way it is with The Mandalorian.
That's how it was with SpongeBob every week.
Which, actually, on Amazon Prime, The Boys did that. What they did, it was 8 episode show season. But they put out the first 3 episodes on the first day. And then did episode 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Which season 2 of that was amazing as well. Everybody should go watch it. But season 2 of The Mandalorian, you're excited for it?
I am excited.
Can't wait to watch it, of course. Of course, it's like an hour-long show every week. Wish it was longer. Actually, Jon Favreau, is that his name, John?
Yeah.
Jon Favreau has said recently that he is open, not right now, but definitely in the future, open to maybe a Mandalorian movie.
Ooh. I'm going to pull a Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Like, he's very much open.
And they can call it El Camino, because that's the name of the planet. Camino, you remember? That's where the clones are from. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but it's El Camino and it's with the K.
Yeah.
Because it's El Camino. Yes, the Camino.
Yes.
Wow.
You don't know if it means the Camino. You don't know alien languages.
You're right, I don't know language. Camino. Wow.
Thank you.
That was amazing. The best joke I've heard all day.
And then they're going to have a spin-off called, I don't know, Better Call Boba or something.
No, well, you should have just stuck with El Camino.
Yeah.
Better call Boba. Better call Boba. Get you some boba tea, all that kind of good stuff, So, yeah, Season 2 Mandalorian next week. Go ahead and check it out. And if you're listening to this after October 30th,
check it out anyway.
Check it out right now, then. Because it's going to be on Disney+.
And if you've already watched it, watch it again.
So, there you go.
I'm still waiting for El Camino with a K and Better Call Boba to premiere on Disney Plus. I'm still waiting for those shows, and that's such a good title for both of them, to be honest with you. So this next clip is actually from episode 52, which premiered on January 2nd of 2021, and this episode was titled "The Toddcast 1 Year Celebration." And we actually celebrated 1 year of the Toddcast and also celebrated the new year. This episode was, of course, pre-recorded, I think, 2 weeks in advance, because Jaren, I think, was going on a family trip during the New Year's. But we had the first ever guest drink review, which is the only guest drink review so far, where we reviewed 2 drinks. One of them was called Martian Poop, and the other was called Unicorn Yak, and we gave a score to both of these in the first ever Toddcast guest drink review. With that being said, it's the 1 year. We're going to start this episode with the first ever guest drink review. If you don't know, or you don't listen to any other episode that I do, just me, I do drink reviews where I review different drinks. You know this, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Last week, I'm not real sure what interviewed. I'm not real sure what I reviewed. So right now we're going to try 2 new drinks that my mom and my sister and some other members of my family went up to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee on the week of Thanksgiving, and they brought back 10 different drinks, and I got 2 of them here. The first one we're going to try is Martian Poop.
Hopefully it tastes better than that kombucha.
It's got pure cane sugar, so that's
good.
That's a good sign. But it says at the bottom it's Marion berry flavor soda. So,
I have no clue what a Marion berry
is. It's 170 calories. Both of these are in glass bottles, just saying. It's a product of the U.S.
Yeah.
So it's made in the United States.
Well, you know what? Since it's the 1 year, let's do a quick cheers with them.
Cheers.
There we go.
Cheers to what could have been a better year, but wasn't. But here's to a happy 2021. We are drinking in separate cups because of, which I would have done this COVID or not, because I don't really like drinking after someone else.
Yeah.
So Martian Poop, Marion berry flavor soda. Jaren, here's to you. That's not bad.
That's quite enjoyable.
Like, I would have thought, I got to get me some more of that.
That's pretty good.
Here, here, you want some more?
Let's do it.
Marion berry, Martian Poop.
I'm glad you didn't have me for the kombucha.
Oh, I'm mad at myself for having myself for the kombucha. But this is pretty good. Like, honestly, I did spill some on my phone, so that's a downside.
I don't really know how to describe the taste. It's just sweet.
It says pure cane sugar, but that's what it all tastes like.
Yeah, but what is Marion berry? I don't even know. But
it's got that bite. Like it.
Yeah,
it's there.
I like it.
I'm gonna Google. And we have a trash can
just in case.
Just in case. Marion berry is a cultivar of blackberry. Oh. So this is basically like an off-brand blackberry soda almost. It's mainly produced in Oregon. And that's about it. Made in 1956 is when they first were made in Marion County, Oregon. Oh. So that's why they're the Marion berry.
Cool.
So they're like a breed of blackberry. So that's pretty good.
This is enjoyable. I'm gonna drink some more.
Honestly, and what we do here, Jaren, is that I rate them anywhere from 0 to 100 with no decimals. And this isn't my favorite drink, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would probably like a root beer better, honestly. If you see this, when you see the cover of it, you don't really see enjoyable because it's Martian Poop and has a big green turd on the front of it.
Yeah. They could have done better with the marketing there.
But honestly, it kind of piques your interest though.
Yeah.
Because it's and it's got a pink color to it, like a watermelon type soda thing.
But it does not taste like watermelon.
No,
I don't think I've ever had, which I might have. I'm not
This tastes
sure.
like a LaCroix with a little bit stronger flavor.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that. But it's very good. Honestly, it kind of is. But I'm going to give it a solid... I'm going to give it a 72.
I was thinking 70. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 70.
So,
yeah.
What we're going to do, since it's guest, we're going to average that together.
Which will be?
A 71.
71.
Math wasn't my strong suit. Between 70 and 72. But yeah, I feel like 71 is made for this drink because that's what it... I mean, it's
There's better drinks, but there's a lot worse drinks.
But if I was offered this, I would not probably turn it down.
Yeah.
But, so... Marion Berry, you're pretty good. I'll just put this over here out of the way.
Good job, Martian Poop.
So, the next drink we got is by the company called Always Ask for Avery's, which is they make weird drinks. They didn't make the Martian Poop, but they make stuff like this. This is called Unicorn Yak.
Uh-oh. I see it says totally gross soda on the side.
It's so
disgusting.
Soda
disgusting.
It's so disgusting.
Oh dear.
Raspberry orange cream though, but it's purple.
What have they done to this?
It's like
thing?
a shadowy purple color.
Look at the bottom.
There's stuff in it.
There's stuff at the bottom.
Well, we got the trash can in case.
I'm nervous now. I was excited because I
saw...
it's
it's up here too.
Don't shake it. Stop
it doesn't move. Well,
let's get this over
totally
with.
Gross soda. Where was this made? Just in case. Nowhere. This gives me nothing. Bottled by Avery's Beverages in New Britain, Connecticut is where it's from.
New Britain, Connecticut.
So
let's get this over with. Let me smell it before
I'm not gonna say anything, but what do you think it smells like? It smells like soap.
It smells like cotton candy to me.
I smell that now. I was like, man, this is a good smelling soap.
Maybe it's just the brand that's the gross soda, but they actually make some good stuff. Hopefully.
Or it's just like a red herring.
It could be.
Whoops.
Or we might get Bean Boozled too.
That's why we have this trash can. I keep spilling it everywhere. I have to get some like napkins or something other. But it's Unicorn Yak. It says raspberry orange cream.
I'm nervous.
I've never had that specific concoction before. So,
here we go.
Raspberry orange cream, Unicorn Yak. Jaren, here's to you once more again. Here we go. I'm so confused. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's not good. It's one of those middle drinks.
I'm going to go again, not because I want to, but because I feel like I need to, just to like get more of the flavor. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It smells a lot better than it tastes. I'll say that. To me.
Yeah, just...
It feels like you put too much in a bottle.
Yeah.
And this is what comes out of it. That's what I believe, honestly.
Yeah. It's just...
Oh, it's just all sugar.
Not much flavor. I mean...
There's nothing else on this bottle either.
It's a picture of a unicorn, so I would expect something that's just like pure sugar anyways.
Yeah, so. It's a unicorn throwing up a rainbow. And that's what we're drinking, I guess. Is the yak, so...
Yeah. Honestly, I expected much worse, so this is a pleasant surprise.
Well, for me personally, it ranks below the Martian Poop.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But,
what would you give it?
Less than 70.
Definitely less than 70.
I'd give it, I gave a 72 to the Martian Poop. I'm going to give this... I'm just going to go 10 lower. I'm going to give it a 62.
I was thinking like 50.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Here,
So,
let me average that real
is
quick.
that 56?
Is it 56?
I think so. We should have had a calculator ready.
Let's go.
So we're going to average 62 and 50
Okay.
with an average score.
That's not right. I messed up.
Unicorn Yak.
Just go 56. That's fine.
Are you sure?
I'm not smart enough to use a calculator.
It's 56. It is.
I'm going to go back to the Martian poop.
But actually, now that I said 62 and you said 50, 56 seems perfect, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the best, of course. It's not great. It's barely good.
Say if we were at a restaurant and this was the only thing they had. Like, they don't serve water, they don't serve anything else.
It's literally Unicorn Yak's the only thing in the drinks.
I wouldn't just, like, throw a fit over having to drink this. I would just deal with it.
It's barely over the line of
yeah.
you know? Because there's it's not a thin line. It's a big, it's getting to me. I'm about the Unicorn Yak. It's about, there's a really big line. I mean, I guess I can call it a thin line, to be honest, of where it's good and bad.
Yeah.
But at that line is where it's like, for both sides.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is more good or bad. Like, this is a little bit more good than bad.
Mm-hmm.
That's why 56 is good, I think, because the 50s are that range. It's that's like,
yeah.
I would try this again maybe in like another year or so.
Yeah.
But I would not pick this out of like a big wall of drinks.
Oh, definitely not.
But
if I was in the right mood, I may pick the Martian poop out of a line.
more than this, like that of these two, this is Martian Poop's a whole lot better. I mean, when you look at the scores, Martian Poop got a 71 and Unicorn Yak got a 56.
Yeah.
And that says and somebody might actually like the Unicorn Yak.
Yeah, this
I
is
do
just
not
two
taste
people's opinions.
Yeah.
But
And this is actually better because being it's two people, it's not just my opinion, as it normally is. So, Unicorn Yak, you could have been better. You could have been worse.
Could have been worse.
Yes, I believe that because
You've experienced.
Martian Poop did better for my expectations of it.
Pleasantly surprised with Martian poop.
I was not. When I picked these two out of the group that we had, and I was like, I got to get two of probably the ones that look the worst, but will surprise me. There are some others that I will not mention because starting next week on January the 9th, you'll have to tune in that episode. I will keep going every other week, just me reviewing two drinks. And some of them look good. Some of them say they're good. Like some of them might say like root beer and stuff. And I'm like, or like a cherry soda.
Yeah.
And then others, their labels don't look good. So
we will see.
You'll have to, you got to tune in to find out.
Or listen, not necessarily see.
So, Martian Poop, 71. Unicorn Yak with a 56. That's how it goes. We're the new Rhett and Link, so.
Yes.
Good. Let's talk about that.
Like I said, this was the first and only, so far, guest review of drinks or not movies, but guest review of drinks or candy or any type of food, you know. But don't worry, there will definitely be guest drink reviews more in the future as we are going on through this year, and there will definitely be more coming your way. Maybe there might be one before the year ends, so you'll just have to keep tuning in to these episodes to see what happens. This next clip comes from episode 62 from March the 13th, 2021. This episode was titled Underprepared But Over-Delivered, where we actually went into this episode with no notes to talk about. All I had written down was the intro and the outro. And that was it. I literally had written down hello everyone and all that, and then at the end was, as always, please rate and subscribe. And that's all I had written down, and you can kind of notice that, but it made for a really good episode of just raw, like, unscripted talk. Like, all these aren't none of these are really scripted, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have any headlines or anything to talk about going into it, so we just had to remember and talk stuff off the top of our head. And in this specific clip, we talked about me finally obtaining a PlayStation 5 after the trials and tribulations of that, trying to find one. They were sold out. They're still kind of sold out today, present day. But in this specific clip, I finally tell Jaren to let him know that I actually ordered a PS5. As of today, and I have not told you this yet, as of today, I am now going to be a proud owner of a PlayStation 5.
Wow. I'm so proud. I might cry. It's beautiful.
I already am. So, yeah, I was able to buy it. Of course, not through Best Buy. If you listened last week, you heard my true feelings about Best Buy. Which you probably heard a lot more than just about Best Buy last week. But anyway, that was last week. What happened last week will stay with last week.
That's right.
And so, I bought it through PlayStation Direct, which is Sony's own PlayStation store online. I was able to buy it through them. I was in a waiting room for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
I had my phone on it and my computer on it, but the phone one was in line further.
Okay.
And I got the disc normal PlayStation 5. I did not get the digital one because the digital one was out of stock. So I was able to get the disc one, and I bought an extra controller with it. And now, and if you're a PlayStation Plus member, which is what you have to have to, for those of you who don't know, that's what you have to play online with other people, you know.
Yeah.
You are able to get express shipping through them, which is 1 to 2 day shipping for free.
Do you have Plus?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I was able, which they have standard shipping, which you can get 3 plus days for free, or 1 to 2 days for free, which is express. Well, I was like, well, I'm getting both of these for free. I should do like the soonest, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
It hasn't shipped yet. Hopefully in the next week or two, which I imagine it will. Even though it's 1 to 2 day shipping, I imagine it's going to take a while because, I mean, it's the PS5.
Yeah.
And as of tomorrow, but for y'all listening on the 12th, yesterday on Friday, the PS5 will be out for 4 months. It's been 4 months since it's come out because it came out in November.
All right, Todd, will you get it? I don't even want to play it. I just want to touch it. Can I just touch it?
Sure.
I'm kidding. I want to play it too.
Who knows? I may want to keep it and be like, I'm just going to keep it in the box.
Oh my goodness. We would be in a fight.
But yeah, I'm going to finally get it.
Todd, if that's the case, this is my last Toddcast. Okay?
Well, it was nice knowing you, Jaren. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be playing it. I haven't even held the controller, of course, because I wasn't going to buy. Because I really thought about that. I really considered it like, I just want to buy the controller, but I'm not going to have the PlayStation 5. And the controller doesn't even come with a cord. It's just a controller, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just going to hold a PlayStation 5 controller and dream, you know? So
how it feels to play the PlayStation 5. Stimulate your senses.
So, yes. And I have indeed played that PS5 a ton since I have received it, like a week or two after we talked there. And I love it. The PS5 is amazing. I hope, for any of you out there that is still trying to get one, I hope y'all definitely get one in the future because it is amazing. And I definitely know Jaren will probably get one within another year or so. He'll definitely end up getting one because they're awesome. I love them. This next clip is from episode 72, the final clip for this episode. On May 22nd, 2021, this episode is titled Tony's and Consent, where we talked about cannibalism in space. And this specific conversation between me and Jaren, in my opinion, I think this is one of the funniest, if not the funniest, conversation Jaren and I have ever had in the history of the Toddcast. And that episode there, episode 72, Tony's and Consent, is just a great episode all around. Like, it was hard for me to pick one specific conversation out of this episode, because there's like 4 or 5 specific long conversations, because each of our conversations are like 10 to 15 minutes long. There's like a couple spots in this episode that are just so good. So if you haven't listened to any of these in the past and you're just listening to this, you should definitely go listen to all these episodes that these clips are from. and every episode of the Toddcast. But if you want to listen to all the Jaren episodes or all the episodes that end with the number 2, and this one specifically is so funny that it's just amazing. It's just amazing. It's a true work of art, honestly. So we talked about cannibalism in space, and like I said, it's one of the funniest conversations we've ever had, and you just gotta see for yourself if it's actually this funny. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Now, this question...
I didn't take your money. Is that was a question?
Okay. That was my question.
Okay.
So, no. So, I saw this article a couple weeks ago, like a month ago probably. And it asked this question, and some people were saying yes, some people were saying no. It's a yes or no question, of course. And I wanted to see what you thought about it, so I've saved it so I can ask you.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a scenario.
Okay.
So with each day, of course, we're getting closer and closer with people getting to Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk, of course.
Yeah,
he's going to probably get us there.
He's going to get us there.
He's definitely going to get us there. If it comes to the point where we send a crew of people to Mars, and let's say they get stuck, they can't get home, whatever, and something happens to where they're stuck and stranded on Mars. If it comes down to it, should we allow Mars astronauts to eat dead fellow astronauts to survive?
You just threw that right on me, didn't you? Let's see.
If somebody dies, I'm not saying kill each other to eat.
Yeah.
If somebody happens to get killed, an astronaut, a fellow astronaut, do you want the other astronauts to die of starvation, knowing they could eat that other person and quite possibly live when, like, a rescue team could show up, like another rocket could bring them back home, you know? Or let them eat that astronaut. That way they can get back home. So even though it would be cannibalism, which would be on another planet, and there's no laws on Mars yet.
Yeah.
It's an ethical question too. Do you believe we should allow astronauts to eat another dead astronaut so they won't die of starvation?
Well, first you gotta think about. All right, first, don't. Hang on. I gotta think. Hang on.
It's a hard question.
If the solution, if to get to that point you have to kill the person, then no.
No, what if, like, if they crashed the ship somehow and one of them got crushed and was killed?
Okay.
Somehow one of them dies without being killed by another one. Somehow one of them either...
I thought you were just going to say, somehow somebody died without being killed.
Interesting. Well, I mean, like, they died without somebody else killing them.
Yeah.
They either died of heart attack, something else besides being stabbed or broke a neck or something, or fought or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
well, the other thing I was going to say, if they get to Mars and there's like this insane looking parasite that kills them, I'm not going to eat something that has a parasite in it.
That's out of the question.
Yeah. Forget that. I'm going to say go for it. I'm not going to lie. That's terrible to think about, but I mean...
Like, if somebody had a crack in their spacesuit and died of oxygen loss,
yeah,
should you allow them to eat? Should you allow them to be eaten by the other astronauts? That way they won't die of starvation.
I mean, if they still have food and then they just decide to eat the person instead, then...
you might want to question them.
Yeah, but if they have no other choice and the guy's already there, and it's
like we have to eat him now, or we won't make it until rescue shows up for another 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, 2 or 3 days. That's a bit.
Well, you can live off of 2 days is what I would say. Either eat him now, or tomorrow.
Well, you can survive without food for a week.
Yeah.
So, if the ship's coming in 2 days, you're like, okay, we got to eat this person right now. Like, I don't know about that.
But anyway,
it's all circumstantial.
I know it because there's only one specific point
that it comes down to that.
Yeah.
Of that, the ship's going to come, we're going to get saved, but if we don't eat this guy who's dead, we're not all going to make it back. And there's like 4 people, one of them just happened to die. There's 3 people left. They're going to eat this other dude. And if they don't, they're all going to die.
See, the real question
or
is...
be very close to death by the time they get there. Like, because they would have to get them and then either have some type of medical bay on that other ship. If they don't, they're not making it back to Earth.
Yeah.
You know, they would have to have food and water on the next ship.
See, the real question is, what do you season a person with?
I think enough salt would do it.
Just salt? That's
Yeah.
it?
Well, I don't think they're packing the Tonys or anything to go to Mars.
Come on. Well, then, I don't want to go to Mars. If Tony's isn't a necessity
Look,
on
we
the
have
ship,
to.
I'm not going.
They have this like emergency thing that's like got the little hammer with the glass behind it.
Yeah.
It's like an emergency Frank's Red Hot behind it,
Just in case.
just in case.
Just
in
in
case.
case Bill dies.
I was about to say, just in case Bill kicks the bucket over there, we got the Frank's Red Hot ready.
Oh my gosh.
But it was a good question because I thought of that and I never thought about that before.
What's your opinion?
I would say yes because I did a lot of thinking about it.
I'm going to Google, is cannibalism illegal? I don't even know the answer because that's just weird.
The killing is illegal. I don't think the eating is. But the thing, I looked this up. I did look that up. Cannibalism isn't illegal only if you kill the person.
I'm about to be, like, called by the
FBI.
the government.
I think it was that because you can't, because of course it's illegal to kill somebody. And I think because, there was this article that said a guy died. What?
Cannibalism is a consumption of another human's body matter, whether consensual or not. Consensual?
I consent for you to eat my body.
Yeah, you can have my leg. I don't need it anymore.
What a nice person.
In the United States, there are no laws against cannibalism per se,
Yeah.
but most, if not all, states have enacted laws that indirectly make it impossible to legally obtain and consume the body matter.
Yeah.
Murder, for instance, is a likely criminal charge,
Well, no duh.
regardless of any consent. Why do you keep saying consent?
Look, they gotta make sure you have consent, okay?
So if I tell you, Todd, you can kill me, you're not going to jail. Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Thank you, Cornell Law School, for clearing that up for me. Always have consent when you want to kill somebody.
That's like when you commit a crime. You like walk into a bank and you're like, everybody hands up, give me your money, but I can't kill any of you yet till you say it's okay.
Or you go to the bank, hey, can I take your money? Is that okay?
Do I have consent to have this money?
They're like, no, you can't have it. Oh, darn.
Oh, dang it.
I'll try next week.
I guess I'll go to B1 next. Oh. Oh, it got hot in here. Oh.
So can I do crack if I have consent?
No, I don't. Well, who's giving you consent? The crack? Is the crack giving you consent? I don't think that's how that works. Yes, I am here. Please smoke this crack. Who's giving you? I don't know who's giving you consent for that kind of stuff. Like, because murder takes 2 people or more. You don't need somebody else to do crack. I mean, it's not a.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, I don't think.
Todd, you never know where these conversations
I don't know. I'm about to pass out. Oh, so Mars. Oh, we were talking about eating people.
Oh, yeah.
I did look that up because there was an article that I found when I looked up is cannibalism illegal? Because you never think of it. You just think it's because it's straight up unethical.
Oh, yeah.
Weird. And I would never eat somebody. I mean, unless I'm on Mars, apparently.
Build 100 bridges, but you eat one person, and you're known as a cannibal.
I mean, yes. Like, the article was that about cannibalism being illegal is that somebody, I don't even remember where this was. It's probably like Michigan or something. This guy gave his friend consent to eat his body when he died, but somehow that's illegal.
How do you get to that point in a friendship?
I don't know if this person was going to die.
Todd,
or like,
we're really good friends. You can eat me when I die.
I don't think it's going to be okay with your mom or anybody in your life. Because, like, how can you... Because that was the thing.
The casket, that stops at the waist. They don't see anything below it. So you can have my calf muscle.
Having just your calf. You got to get the butcher knife. Cut it off. I'm going to get the hot knife.
1,000-degree knife?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. I've thought about it, the Mars thing, because maybe if they think about this, they're gonna have to. I feel like they would need to sign like a waiver. Like, as funny as it sounds,
oh gosh,
like maybe them giving consent for that would be the law-abiding type thing. That way, people, because you don't want to eat Bill and then get back home and then there's his family waiting for him and they're like, oh, he didn't make it. Like, Bill didn't make it.
I was hungry, okay?
Like, where's Bill? And then your stomach growls. Like, I don't... Because you would have, that's what you would have to deal with. It's either all of us are dying or we eat this guy and we can make it. But what are people back home going to think? That we just ate this guy to survive.
Where's Bill? He's probably in my lower intestine right now.
Oh. Well, so yeah, I would.
The thing to take away from this is, eat people
consent
only in the most extreme circumstance, and if you have to do it, make sure you have Tony's.
And consent.
Tony's and consent.
That's a great book name.
That might be the title of this episode.
Tony.
Episode 82. Tony's
72.
And 72. Tony's and consent.
Hey, welcome everyone. Hello everyone, and welcome to Tony's and Consent. We teach you everything about consent and seasoning. Oh my Lord, I gotta write that down. So, I'm burning up. So, I just listened to the last clip. I gotta be honest, that last conversation that y'all just listened to makes me laugh every time. Like, I've listened to it a couple times, like 2 or 3 times, I think. And it's just so funny. Even when I think back about it, it's just so funny. I don't know what. It just is. Just our comedy blended together is just so funny with that. And that's going to do it for all the clips for this episode. That all was a look back at some of the best moments Jaren and I have had here on the Toddcast. And right here, right now, I just wanted to thank Jaren. Jaren, I know you're probably listening to this. If you're not, somebody will let you know. Jaren, I just want to thank you for being on for so many episodes. Literally, I mean, if you count this one, I mean, all these clips contain you, me, and you talking. So I count this as your 9th appearance, of course. And for being on 8 other times besides this episode for at least an hour and a half for all of them, except the driving one, which was around 30 minutes. But for being on for so many times, being the first guest, and knowing, you can tell we were both nervous on that episode because of how we talked and just our spattering, but we've definitely evolved now into more podcast type, like me for being a host and for you being a podcast regular guest. I think we have both evolved, and I just wanted to thank you for being on so many, like literally
this being the 9th episode you're on, and I'm honestly surprised this is now just the first time you've not been able to be on. And that's a true statement for all of you listening. A little behind the scenes look. There's definitely been like 4 or 5 other episodes where both me and Jaren were like, Jaren would text me and be like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to be on. And I'm like, I don't care. We can do this at like 10 o'clock at night. And then we ended up doing it and we wouldn't get done until like midnight. And I'm like, okay, I got to go get this done because it comes out in like a couple hours. So like late on a Friday night, and this premieres at 7 in the morning on Saturday. So it's like, well, we're just trying to get it out there because 1, we enjoy a conversation with each other, and 2, to give it all out there for y'all, because I know that a lot of y'all that are listening enjoy the Jaren and mine episodes. So thank you, Jaren, for being on for so many times. And of course, like I said at the beginning, since this was your 9th appearance, technically, your 10th appearance in 10 weeks on episode 92, which premieres on October the 9th at 7 a.m. Central Time. That's a Saturday, of course. Will be your 10th appearance. And for all of you listening, make sure you tune in because that will be a celebration on episode 92. And of course, I will remind all of y'all when we get closer, like a week or 2 beforehand. And yeah, so thank you, Jaren, for being on so many times. And look forward to the many times you'll be on again as well. And I just want to thank all of you for listening because I think that's going to do it for this best of episode. As always, please rate and subscribe. And if you're listening on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. And click that bell to get notified when new videos are uploaded. And make sure you follow the Toddcast only on Instagram for updates at @the_Toddcast_. Like I said, it's only on Instagram. And make sure you tell your friends and your family to make sure they give it a listen. And thank all of you for listening to this episode. If you want to know what's going to happen next week, well, you're just going to have to tune in to find out. Only on the Toddcast.